So the question is, did he drink something that was laced or not?
P-A-S-C-A-L.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal. Welcome to the Pascal Show. As you guys already know, we have been following the Riley Strain case for a while now, and now there's been new developments. Let me tell you something, guys. This is absolutely mind-blowing because I thought that some of the theories were going to start getting thrown off the table, and in fact, now this theory is getting thrown back on the table because of this one moment that happens in this exclusive interview with Brian Entin. Brian Entin sat down with them in person, the Riley Strain's family. He got to ask some questions with them and have this exclusive interview. And in this interview, the mom says something that is absolutely mind-blowing. She says that Riley Strain, while he was out kicking it with his friends and his fraternity brothers, he texted her saying that he was drinking something that shouldn't have tasted like it tasted. He was drinking a rum and Coke, and the drink started tasting like barbecue, which is very, very weird, right? We got the exclusive interview, or at least the piece that they kind of teased or thrown out here to let everybody know that this interview, the full interview, is going to be out tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Ashley Banfield's show. I wanted to share this little clip with you guys because I do find it to be very, very weird, very, very interesting. And of course, I got questions, guys. So let's take a listen.
Now to another case we've been following closely from day one. The family of college student Riley Strain, who was found dead in a river in Nashville, says the facts from the night he died, they just don't add up. Riley disappeared after he was kicked out of a bar on March 8th. He was in Nashville with his fraternity brothers and friends from the University of Missouri for their formal that weekend. But now, weeks after his body was found, it's a text message that Riley sent to his mom that night that's bothering her. She shared that message with senior national correspondent Brian Entin during their exclusive sit-down interview. Brian joins me live now. Brian, what was the text message that he sent to mom, and why was it so disturbing to her?
Yeah, this is the first time that the family is talking about this. It was really a very, very emotional interview, Mark. You can imagine Riley went missing the beginning of March. His body was discovered in Nashville a couple of weeks later. We obviously covered the story really extensively. Their focus was so much on finding Riley, but now they say that they've sort of had a moment to process all of this as they continue to grieve. There are so many more questions and things that have come up, and one of those questions has to do with the text message that you just mentioned. It's a conversation that Riley had with his mother before he went missing and left the bar about the way his drink tasted. And again, this is the first time she has spoken about this, but it could be very, very important when it comes to what happened here. I'll listen to.
Now, I have to interrupt here really quick. One thing that is really important to take out of this is that this is the first time that we're ever hearing about this. So for weeks, we've been hearing other things, but we never heard about this. And this is an important piece. Now, I will say this. I know that there's a lot of people that are asking, like, why would she say this now? Why didn't she say this before? I mean, let's be real. You factor in trauma, the buzz of this case, the fact that your head is turning left and right. You're answering all these questions. You're too busy trying to find out what happened to your son, that maybe this kind of slid through the cracks. And then as she's sitting there reminiscing, thinking about her son, maybe reliving some of the conversations that she had with him via text message, that suddenly she sees these. And it's like, oh my gosh, here it is. Here's some information that's crazy and could give us a little bit more insight on what actually happened to Riley. So I get it. And I get there's going to be a lot of questions. A lot of people asking that question. I've been seeing it out there. But I'm telling you right now, you never know what's happening to somebody until you're actually in that situation yourself. So we got to put those things in consideration. But still, very, very, very solid or very shocking information here. Let's take a listen to this, though. Let's continue.
What she told me, Marky.
He had sent me a text and said that he had he was drinking a rum and coke and it didn't taste good. And I said, well, you probably shouldn't drink it then. He goes, well, it tastes like barbecue. And I go, well, that sounds awful. And he said, well, it sounds good, but it's not.
When a rum and coke normally tastes the same, I mean, that's not something that you really normally tastes any different.
Right.
It has a very consistent taste.
I mean, it's very consistent. And a rum and coke pretty much stays pretty consistent unless somebody overpours that drink. You see what I'm saying? A little bit too much rum and coke or a little bit too much coke. You know what I mean, okay? Or if it's flat or, the soda's flat or there's not enough syrup in the actual mix of the soda from the soda gun and all that stuff. So all you're getting is just this really bitter taste, but it's bitter taste. You're not getting barbecue taste, okay? Which is a very distinct taste, guys. Very odd. But I'm also wondering, does lacing chemicals, do those taste like barbecue? I'm kind of curious about that. That's very, very weird. But let's continue.
Yes. And that's why I'm like, you probably shouldn't drink that then.
Do you think that could have something to do with what happened?
Yeah. Maybe there was something in it.
Maybe there was something in it. One thing I do want to point out, this is very shocking information. And I'm hoping that law enforcement are doing whatever they can to get down to the bottom of this piece of information. I'm hoping that she's showing, the powers that be, the local law enforcement, the people that are involved in this investigation. I'm hoping that she's showing them these text messages because it could tell you something here. It could say something here, guys. One thing it will say is that the timeline. When did he text her about a drink tasting weird? You never know. This piece of information could exonerate Luke 32 Bridge from any type of lacing situation. You got to remember, from what I remember, he was having a FaceTime phone call with his mama. He was showing her that he was having a great time with his fraternity brothers, drinking, kicking it, whatever. Being a fraternity brother, being a frat boy, enjoying his vacay out in Nashville, and then they hung up. And then, of course, he disappeared. But now you got these text messages. So it makes you wonder, did he text her directly after that? And was he at Luke 32 Bridge when he texted her about the funny tasting drink? Like I said, if this drink is actually true and it was a funny tasting drink and it was laced with something, depending on what the toxicology report comes back with, then he could have been targeted way before the Luke 32 Bridge. There's potential of him actually being targeted before he even got kicked out of that bar. So that's something that I think is incredibly crucial because not only does it give us an idea of what was actually coursing through his veins, coursing through his body during that time, but it also shows that he could have been a target way before we're even thinking right now. That's pretty wild. But let's continue this. There's a little bit more left in this clip. Let's take a listen.
That shouldn't have been.
And so, Marky, this is now one of the things that the family is zeroing in on, questioning, could this have had something to do with him disappearing that night? Could he have been roofied? Is this the reason that he ended up in the river? It's something they're looking into, and it's a new revelation we're going to get into tonight. We're going to have the full conversation on Banfield tonight. That's at 10 o'clock Eastern, Marky.
Yeah.
Yes. So 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. This interview will be airing live, and they will be getting down to the nitty gritty of any more information. Maybe there's more bombshells. I don't know. But to me, that's a bombshell because it gives us a potential breakdown of what could possibly have happened to him. You got to remember, he was found without his pants and without his boots on. What if somebody saw him and saw him as an easy target. I hate to say it like that, okay? He's tall, etc. I know he got that reach, but at the same time, maybe somebody saw him out there, some sinister mother lover saw him out there and said, yeah, he's the one tonight. Maybe, and slipped something in his drink way before Luke's, or even at Luke's, you never know, and then was able to pounce when they felt that it was the right time to pounce. Again, anything is possible here. And I'm hoping that law enforcement is looking at this and really, really taking care of this case. You got to remember, you got family that believe that there is some sort of foul play here. And I don't blame them for feeling how they feel. Again, was he targeted? Did he drink something that was laced? Was there somebody out there plotting without him even knowing it? Anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Where do you stand on this? I got questions. Like I said, man, we keep getting more questions than we do get answers, but I'm hoping that eventually we will start getting answers very soon. That toxicology report will definitely give us some insight into something. If it's just liquor, then it's just liquor. But if it's something else too, then that something else has something to do with his demise. Real talk. So, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to hit that like button. Crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And don't forget to crush that follow button on my Facebook page. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family on both platforms. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.